Hello everyone, and welcome back to the final episode of Let's Play Civilization 4 Lonely Hearts Club Edition. Now, in the last segment, a bit of a problem. Charlemagne went no state religion. Now, I don't know how he is in civic bribes or anything, but I want to win on the next vote, and what's convenient is this. Because he went no state religion, he still likes me relatively, he dropped a cautious with Ramses. Here. Go to war. And I'll do it too. Yay. And that cost me a lot of happiness, so I'll just ramp up the culture slider, and that should keep me going. Yeah, involved in most cities anyway. I really only need Charlemagne's votes anyway. Ooh, Egyptian destroyers. Not cool. Oh no! I'm losing galleons like crazy. Maybe I should hide them. Whoops. I'll just win! Game over. So that's it. That ties up the Lonely Hearts Club edition of Let's Play Civilization 4. I know I recorded this basically when I was kind of tired, so towards the end my commentary, a little bit stale. You know what? I didn't really know what to say. I mean, basically, a good 10 segments straight or so was just a grenadiers and cannons stomping over on the Ragnar and Churchill continent. The way these AI spawn made this a really slow map, so it was pretty easy to just blow through them. And just to spare you guys another continent of doing that, and I would have probably picked this one since nobody on this continent would have declared on me, I just took the UN win again. UN win is really possible a lot more frequently than one might expect, and I believe both of my first two Let's Plays showcase why that is. If you do a little bit of planning ahead and you have even one or two civs, two almost guarantees it, at friendly, then you can usually win it by having the most population. And even if you don't have the most population, well, then you need a lot of civs to be at friendly in order to pull that one off. But regardless, it's usually a pretty frequent victory condition that you can secure. And this second Lonely Hearts, well, the second Let's Play, the Lonely Hearts Club, is just another example of how one can go about it. Okay, so that's a rundown of what occurred in the game. Let's have a look at some final numbers and what have you. Yeah, not so good there. Obviously the most production, because I had the most cities by far, really for most of the game. Their power plummeted like crazy from that last second war. That's interesting. Ramses was going balls out culture, but culture AIs really like to go for the UN too. So he was digging his own grave going that route. A lot of ones. This is really more of a diplomatization than a straight UN victory. I mean, I did get someone to vote for me legitimately rather than using them as vassals. But even so, it was mostly carried on military. Now, obviously, they're all stone wonders for a reason. I just really took advantage of the stone and philosophical. Egypt's got the vast majority of the other wonders, and a lot of them in his capital. Have a look at our units here. Grenadiers, cannons, a little bit of rifles, muskets, whatever. This is another example of really a hybrid economy game. I used some cottages in only 2 cities, but I didn't use a great deal of specialists either. A lot of this was done just straight up hammers. And there's a benefit and a drawback to using straight up hammers. With straight hammers, it's very easy to plan ahead, basically because you're either building wealth, you're building research, or you're building units, or in some cases buildings. You don't really need a lot of buildings if you're relying only on hammer multipliers, though. Just stuff for happiness and health mostly, or to unlock national wonders. So you can view the trade-offs between those choices very readily. And I really like it because you can also, you're fairly flexible. Like, your peak ability isn't as high as if you were to go a pure economy, but hammers let you build wealth and then run your slider really high through like your bureaucracy capital, like the academy, and later on Oxford. So if you really want to pick your research up for a little while, you can do it, or you can just go concentrate massively on units. So I like the flexibility and the ease it takes to set up, and you don't need any corporations or special effort. You just run state property, which is kind of fitting for Russia anyway, and just spam workshops. And the building setup's pretty quick too. If I were pressed in this game, I would have probably shipped some workers over pretty shortly after one of my soldiers during the idle time for the galleon, and just started workshopping over everything, because those cities would have a turnaround time like incredibly quickly if I were to do that. But this game was this game was won before I met the AIs because of the way the AIs were distributed. This is not really a representative sample of what it's like to start off isolated in an Emperor game. So I don't know, I might do another one of these down the line. I'll try to get the commentary better. Hopefully you at least got a look at how one could open up in a Lonely Hearts Club or an isolated start. If you want to see some more of them that are more realistic, there's well over 30 now that Rolo is hosted on the Strategy and Tips subforum on Civilization Fanatics forums. And I've posted screenshot walkthroughs in a lot of those, and quite a number of players who are actually better than me have done so as well. So you can get a lot of looks there if you're more curious on how to play isolated starts or how they usually look. It's usually not quite this easy. Although honestly, I don't think they're really any harder than a standard start. They just play out a little differently. You have to be a little bit more careful with your tech priorities, and you have to manage expansion because you don't have anything to weigh it against. And you can still expand pretty quickly if you prioritize your techs right. You saw that in this game. Well, okay, I got a decent score, especially for a UN win. I'll take it. And let's get out of this. That's it for Let's Play Civilization 4 Lonely Hearts Club. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this series so far, despite its flaws. I'm definitely up for doing another one of these. I actually like doing these quite a bit. So, again, I'm going to mull over the options of what I'll do. I'll probably just pick one arbitrarily. Maybe a Nobles Club or a Monarch student game or something. Or maybe even an Immortal University if those get brought back. I'm trying to improve over time, so maybe by the time I do it again, I'll be a little bit more comfortable with Immortal. I kind of wish I did this map at Immortal just because it was so easy. It would have made me look good. But other than that, I hope you enjoyed it, as I said, and I will see you guys next time on the Let's Play Civilization 4 series. This is the me and team signing off.